Good morning. Good morning. Would you like a plate?
Yeah.
Hello, lovely people. Yes, we're staying safe. We have the social distancing signs down. Okay, it's so important. Good food. Woo-wee. Good stuff. Dressing. I have sampled it all to make sure.
Everybody sign. Have y'all signed?
So I could stand.
Mountain peak up high, hey, I made it. I'm the world's greatest. And I'm that little bit.
Well, hello. I really enjoy looking at that video. That was from this past Christmas 2020. Good evening and welcome to Let's Chat Dallas. I'm your hostess, Cherie Stern, and I have some really great guests here with me this evening. And so I'm going to eventually let them introduce themselves. But that little video that you guys saw was the Christmas homeless feeding with the McQueen Foundation. And I was honored and blessed to be a part of that Christmas feeding. And I'm telling you, it was a party. And, when I say that, it's with all humbleness and humility because we were feeding the homeless. We were feeding the less fortunate people that don't have a brick and mortar roof over their head. And that is actually the mission of Missionary McQueen and her foundation, an international feeding foundation, nonprofit organization. And so I invited McQueen on tonight, and y'all forgive me. Y'all know I don't really show my face on camera these days. And if you follow me at all, you know why. But, God's not through with me yet. But I still got to press my way. And that's one of the things that I've learned from some of my mentors like McQueen and like Shayna Shaw, and she's probably out doing something for the community right now, which might be because I think they're about 2 hours behind us in Colorado. So if it's 6:23 there, then that workday is still in full force. McQueen, hello. Can you greet my guest tonight? Do I need to unmute you? There you go.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm always grateful for the opportunity to just spread love, value, and more importantly, anything that I can share to help other people, that want to have a nonprofit, and that I can just kind of share the things that I've learned over time to kind of tell you the things that I had to go through so you don't have to go through those things. And, the thing is, that's actually like my new mission that I do with a lot of nonprofits to try to save them that hard time that I had to go through, make it a little easy. So I'm just really grateful for this opportunity to be able to share that knowledge.
So, and as far as making it easier, I want to just kind of dive into that and the fact in that is it the making it the easier because the work itself is not easy. I mean, it's rewarding and it's fulfilling, but it's definitely not easy.
Mhm.
And so for me, it's been all of the different paperwork and finding support and finding people and getting a proper board of directors and and all of those things that you have to be fit for the IRS and for the state and local people and all that kind of thing. But the work is very rewarding. I mean, I can say, of the things that I do in my own ministry and then having opportunities to reach out and help with other ministries like yours, because that's one of the things. And I want to ask you about that because my baby is only Honey Child is only about a year old, and so we have not put in the work, the time, the energy, the effort, and have that paper trail behind us that shows what we've been doing. And so it's been other ministries like your own that have given us a place to serve. To serve alongside you, to be able to see what this life is about. The feeding the homeless or hungry in and of itself is not the mission of my own of Honey Child Ministries, but by joining in with foundations like McQueen, it does expose me to people who do need my services and who do need what my ministry would bring, and to the fulfillment of my purpose. So it's been 6 minutes in. I'll sit up here and talk to y'all all night long and won't let you say nothing. But I just want to go around the table, and then if Shayna, if you're listening and you want to jump in on this live whenever you get yourself a place to sit, then you're definitely welcome to. But I want to go on over and let everybody, starting with Toy, and let you just kind of introduce yourself. And I appreciate you coming because I know you had said that you might not be able to come, but I know that the topic itself was important to you, and so I appreciate you taking time out to join us tonight. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. Hello to each and every one of the beautiful ladies that are on the panel right now. And I'm fairly new to business in terms of starting your own. I've been an employee for so long, knowing that there is so much more that God has for me, besides being on somebody's time clock. And so that is my venture and what I've been doing for the last about 2 years now. Just kind of at the pace that I could go with working and taking care of my family and, just trying to live life. And so, um, like I said, I'm fairly new to this world, but it's extremely exciting. I started Nina Nascent Culture um, a little over a year ago, and it's not a nonprofit organization. However, I do have some endeavors with that later down the road. But what it is products, natural products for anybody, but specifically for our culture of women, natural skincare products and hair care products to clean your locks and clean your skin, and just keep you beautiful and vibrant. And so that's what I'm working on and pursuing as a passion of mine. Um, and I'm just excited about it. It's been really fun. I'm gonna be honest. Today has not been the best day, but I really felt encouraged and kind of I seen your message to hop on, and I'm like, you know what? I need some good positive
Okay.
sisterly vibes and love today because I wanna, be
Yep.
somewhere else mentally. So
Okay.
I'm really happy to be here, and I appreciate you inviting me on.
Thank you. Ayana, hold on. You right there you go.
Well, okay, here I am. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes. Hi.
Hey. Gosh, I haven't did a podcast or talk live like this in a pretty long time. So bear with me. If y'all can't hear me, let me know. So likewise, what Toy said, I don't necessarily have a nonprofit, but would like to veer in that direction. My company is She Swift Services, Successful Women in Freight Transportation. And
Okay.
so I came, yeah, I came out of healthcare 23 years and completely switched over into the logistics field with a whole different mindset. Um, I was kind of pushed out of healthcare a little bit, but feeling like the universe was telling me it was time to go anyway. Again, like what Toy said, tired of just working for the people and not necessarily just working for self and for my family and for my legacy. And so my whole purpose really was to show other women that we can stand in a male dominated industry and still be successful. My goal is really to try to help women come over into this industry and be able to do the same things that the males do in this industry. A big concern of a lot of the women that I had was just that their mothers, childcare, how do we bridge all this together and make it work? In my long-term vision, I see a school where I can provide at least the childcare and make sure that my women are getting trained properly and not being taken advantage of out here with some of these other programs that we have going on. So eventually, I'm hoping that I make it to the nonprofit status so that I can be a service in that area for people. So that's She Swift right now. That's a little bit about me. I push trucks every day, all day long. It's definitely an industry that as a world we're going to need, we're going to have, and it's not going anywhere. And so I definitely want to be a strong voice in it for women and more or the less for Black women because we're not very heard and we're not very seen out there. So here I
And the
am.
trucking industry is definitely a great place for a nonprofit because
Yes.
we do need those items that the truckers provide on the ground. So it is definitely needed in that area. Kenya, are you there, honey? Kenya? Kenya? There she is. Hi.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
Hey. And this a beautiful lady from all the way
Right.
from
I'm
Louisiana.
turning the camera back on too.
What are your nonprofit
Hi,
dreams?
ladies.
Can you hear me? There you are. What you hiding for?
That's my dog. Excuse him. Yes. I can hear you. I said, I see my screen is freezing. I'm like freeze cam.
You there? Well, we're gonna just come back, Kenya. I think she kind of dropped out, but we're gonna come back. But so let's just move on a little bit because those are something that I think Toy and Ayana alluded to was going from being an employee to being an entrepreneur, to be even a social enterprise entrepreneur, which is kind of what the cute word for nonprofit is these days. Okay, and I mean, and I guess it is because it does. Cater to the needs of society as a whole, as more so than just to business and commerce. And so there she is. She's back in. And so going from being an employee to being an entrepreneur, I mean, this is kind of in starting a nonprofit. This is not something that you can just up and quit your day job and do. Am I right?
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah. Even
It is a
starting a
process.
business, you kind of have to have all of your ducks in a row. But even so, my thing is, like I was telling McQueen, can you kind of give us a little history on how you started? And I know a little bit of your history because I've interviewed you before, but just over the years, how you've grown from being a small basically feeding people out of your truck to being an international feeding organization.
Yes, so let me say this because it's really interesting what you just said, and I'm gonna tell you where I'm at now, and then I want to tell people the steps to how I got to this point.
Okay.
So the nonprofit is international now, and now I am a full-time missionary. So this is what I do full time. I stopped working my 9 to 5 job in January the 8th of this year. So this is what I do full time. So I'm going to show you how the Lord will, everything that you learn, God will take that and teach you how to use it still for the purpose. So when I first started the nonprofit, y'all, I was working 4 jobs because I didn't have enough money to feed myself, pay my bills, and feed the homeless and host these events. When I first started the nonprofit, I didn't have volunteers. I didn't have people helping me. I didn't have support. And the number one question that I get from people now is, I don't have volunteers. I don't have this and I don't have that. And I tell them, you got to be the volunteers. You have to be the donations. You have to be the people. Once you realize that God will honor you, you have to put in the first few years is going to be the hardest years of your nonprofit. The hardest years of your nonprofit. My first 3 years, was the hardest years. Throughout those 3 years, people was coming here and there, but I was still kind of struggling because I was still producing all the supplies. My mind frame until this day, nobody will outdo me at my event. I will always bring more than anyone. So still, I know I'll be having volunteers come. I still have donations. I still have this mind frame that I will always be the one that bring the most, because this is a vision that the Lord gave me, and it's my responsibility to make sure that I take care of this. Us as nonprofits, we got to stop putting these responsibilities on everybody else. It's not these people's responsibility to take care of what a vision that God gave us. And that is the mentality that I go into every single event, no matter if it's in states, out the countries, in Africa. I'm making sure that they have every single thing that they need, because this is a vision that the Lord gave me. The first thing is being committed. You have to be committed.
Right.
I've made so many sacrifices for this foundation. I've made sacrifices even as we speak for this foundation, because God has shown me something bigger.
Wow.
So it's like, if you really want it, if you really believe in it, like I truly believe in this foundation, like so much, it's like it's everything to me. I think about it, I dream about it, I talk about it, I represent it. It's everything to me. So when you have a nonprofit, it can't be like, oh, I'm just doing this to be doing it. Oh, I'm doing it this month, but not next month. Or, this is just how I'm feeling. Oh, I'm going through a breakup. So now, I'm going through personal problems. So I'm not going to do it because I'm hurt right now. Or, I'm not going to do it because I lost a job. Or I'm not going to do it. No, it don't work like that.
Yeah.
So I believe that the foundation has made it this far because God has honored my commitment. Because I've been through so much that people have no idea about.
Yeah. That's one thing that I did want to hit on is the commitment, because it is it's definitely a grind, and sometimes because of the amount of work and because of the amount of time that you do spend on your own, planning and cultivating and trying to make things happen, it can be a little bit discouraging, because people is, one big part of a nonprofit is the people, and the people that help you, the volunteers, the people that give to you, that help you serve. And you have people that they're excited for you about it for 1 minute, but because it is not their vision and not their dream, they can drop it, and go on, and and you're left, holding all the bags, feeling like the bag lady. But that is the most important thing. So as you cultivate people, do you just open up to whoever wants to help, or do you just
Oh, that changed a lot. Well, let me say one thing. So a lot, my foundation went a big shift when COVID happened.
uh-huh.
So I went through this big shift where we went from having 80, 90, 100 volunteers to like 5, 6, 7. So I went through this emotional shift. Like, so out of like 5 years, I'm used to having 100 some people to now it's like 5, 6, 7. And I'm like, oh my God, like, is it me? Did I do something, Lord? Like, I had this moment like, oh shoot, like, so even the nonprofits, we went through our little thing. I was like, dang, this is different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when the world shift, we have to learn how to shift with it too. But we still have purpose.
Yeah.
So even when the world shifts, okay, so now I got 10 people. Guess what? We finna rock these 10 people. You know what I mean? It shifts. So now I have this more intimate moment because now that I'm thinking about it, Lord, when I had these hundreds of people at these events, I really wasn't out there feeding the homeless no more. I was running a business because I had so many volunteers and I was out here giving instructions. I was doing this, I was doing that. So I wasn't able to enjoy the homeless no more. Now I'm having interaction with the homeless. I'm praying for the homeless. I'm hands-on with the homeless. I'm going back to where it was when I first started. So it's like God shift my mentality. I'm like, wow, I really miss this. I don't feel like I'm at work no more. I really feel like I'm in purpose. So, that's another thing. We got to learn how not to let the enemy trick our mind, because the enemy was playing these little mind games like, oh, ain't nobody coming no more. Ain't nobody doing this. I'm like, bro, it's COVID. These people don't want to come out here no more. Like, you can't play with me like that. And, I started thinking like, oh, Lord, like now I can be more hands-on with my volunteers. I had volunteers inboxing me, McQueen, I tried to hug you, but you walked away from me. McQueen, I want to take a picture, but you start talking to somebody else. McQueen, I had volunteers inboxing me so upset, and I'm like, oh my God. So now I get to be more in tune, be more in the moment with people, with my volunteers. Hey, how you doing? How your day? I'm grateful for you. Thank you for coming. So it was a lot that I was missing out on because people were talking to me, and then I get so sidetracked because I'm like, oh my God, something wrong with the food. So I just walk away, but not on purpose, so you just learn how to adjust when things happen, and looking at the bright side. It don't mean like you did something wrong because this major shift happened to your nonprofit. Looking at the bright side of everything. Maybe this was the best thing for us. It's always a good thing in everything.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your question? I kind of went to the left side. What you asked me? I'm sorry.
I think that you answered it and led actually into my next question was what is the personal work that we have to do on our own self as the nonprofit? Because I mean, I think that like what is the mindset, the attitude that we need to do to take on, to be able to stand the storms when we are standing alone?
So first of all, what's really important is to realize that once you decide to go into this nonprofit life, you can't really be like everybody else no more. You can if you want to. It's up to you. But if you want that level of respect, the foundation have a level of respect because the way I carry myself now, the way I have to depart myself now, I want to do a lot of things. I really want to be out there. I truly want to. But my foundation comes first. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to learn how to separate yourself. It takes a lot of being connected. And it's crazy. I'm literally going to post a video tonight I made the other day, but by being connected to God, every single decision, every logo, down to my website, down to my mission statement, down to my values, down to every single thing I have gotten from the Lord. The way my logo looks, the fight against hunger, the countries to go to, how to get ambassadors. I pray, I meditate, I sit in silence. On social media, it may look like I hang with a lot of people, but 90% of the time, I am by myself.
Yeah.
I'm alone.
I can say that as well. I can definitely say that as well because I actually take pictures and videos every time I go outside, so I can know that I actually, I mean, but it's not that, but because you do,
It's necessary.
it's necessary.
That's how you hear from the Lord. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Because when you got all this stuff in your ear, how can you hear what God is telling you? With me, I'm going out here healing the homeless. I'm praying for people. I got to know how to get this stuff up off me. So when I go back out, I can be powerful. So when I go back out and hang out with my friends and God may tell me something, I might need to tell you something. I mean, let you know what the Lord told me to let you tell, I got to tell you something. So you never know. So we got to know how to release these energies. We got to make sure that we can fulfill ourselves so we won't get bound down. We got our own issues we got to deal with. I got issues with my family, little insecurities be still trying to creep up on me sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Little things. So I got to make sure that I'm fulfilling myself. Right. So, it's a lot of work that you have to do with self and God being connected. I write a lot. I write out where I want the foundation to be. I talk to God every single day. We're $1 million foundation. We travel the world, feed the homeless. We do this. We're known. We have volunteers everywhere. We have grants everywhere. Celebrities donate to McQueen Foundation. I'm talking about this foundation all day, every single day. It's an ongoing thing. So social media is something new. I'm learning how to do content. So I'm building our own content. So this is something new. I asked God to teach me how to do content. Lord taught me how to make content now. So I'll be on Canva now. I'm going to content classes. I said, God, you know what? I don't want to be no nonprofit. I go to, the secret is, let me tell y'all the real secret. I follow $1 million nonprofit pages and I study their pages. I go to all these nonprofits and I study. I'm like, okay, cool. I see they all paying. Everybody want to play these little sad songs with the homeless looking sad. Okay, I'm gonna be different. I want myself to be entertaining, inspiring. Okay, so I grab somebody from New York stuff, somebody from Oklahoma stuff. I grab somebody where I learned from North Carolina, and I gather all this stuff together, and I create my own. So you got to look success, leave clues. So that's why I move different. Go look at the rich people. If they can do it, I can do it too. So let me go look at their website and see how they posting. Right. What made them so special? Okay. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go look at these people, saying what they're doing. We can't, we got to move different. If we want to be on these levels, we have to go follow these people that's already doing it. Yeah. And that's what I do. It's great. I'm just now learning about grants. God told me, this is my new, like I said, it's been the content. He told me, he said, you have done really good for these last 6 years. I'm proud of you. But if you want to go on this other level, I need you to get this credit together. I need you to learn about a credit card. I need you to stop using this debit card all the time. I need you to start using this credit card, get a line of business of credit. Mm-hmm. It's some things that I need to teach you how to do. It's knowledge that you need to know. It's people that you need to know. So it's levels to every single thing, and we have to educate ourselves. So, when I'm not on social media, I'm up here educating myself. Right. I'm learning about Airbnbs. Let me bring out some Airbnbs. I'm a businesswoman. So I'm about to launch Missionary McQueen now. So everything that I have learned about McQueen Foundation, about marketing and all this stuff, I'm going to launch that. Now I'm going to help other nonprofits, and I'm going to use that profit, that LLC, to help McQueen Foundation. So that's why I said, God, everything that God teach you, he will rotate that same stuff around and say, okay, now use this as an LLC, as a profit. Mm-hmm. And you're going to put all that profit right back into McQueen Foundation. There you go. And you know what? And that's kind of where I am at right now, because I'm so involved in that process. Like you mentioned, the banking, I had to change my banking strategies, it being the whole person or the whole entity behind an organization. It's like, it's about you, but it's not, it took me weeks
to get my banking situation right, and now applying for business credit, but not even applying for business credit, because even if I get some business credit at this point, I don't have the income to pay business credit back. So I have to know that that's something that even if I'm approved for it, I have to kind of leave it alone right now, because I don't have the means to pay that back. And so I'm still self-funding at this time. I'm still putting my own funds into it, and but knowing that it's that there is a way. And like you said, I started following you, and started even emulating you. And one thing about it, people get so uptight when you mimic or copy, something, imitation is the best form of flattery, I think. And like you were saying, you find someone that you want to be like, someone that's doing it, someone that's been doing it for a while, doing it better, showing some success. And because I know that I don't have the knowledge to get out here and just jump out and do it on my own. I know what I want to do, but then finding out that there's so much other work, that, like you were saying, having to have an LLC to support the business. I didn't know that. So now I have an LLC. Now I got to build that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's something I just learned. So that's what I'm saying. Knowledge is powerful. Once you learn it, you apply it. I'm like, and again, that came from God.
Mm-hmm.
God said, everything that I taught you,
mm-hmm.
we're going to call it Missionary McQueen, LLC. And then you're going to teach that to everybody else.
Yeah.
So I'm going to teach everybody everything that I learned. I'm going to teach people how to market, how to brand, how to make their logos, how to make videos, and how to do this. Everything I learned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're staying in the same thing.
We need that, because for young startups like us, if you don't have the money to pay a nonprofit consultant,
girl, they be doing them. I never had. I tried,
mm-hmm.
and it's really expensive. Very expensive. Everything I learned, I had to just learn it. I had to make mistakes. I had to Google. I just had to learn. That's what I'm saying. If you just have to take out that time. I don't know how many times that I just literally lay in the bed sometimes and spend hours on my cell phone, Googling stuff, watching YouTube videos. I have so many little spare. Now I got one little spare, but I just write stuff. And the thing is, what you have to do, the key is, when you have a bunch of things to do, you write them all out and you highlight what you do first,
mm-hmm.
what you do second, okay, what you need to do third, what you need to do fourth to get to this big point.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you have to do, but you have to start.
You have to study. You have to read. You have
to read. You have to be around positive people. You have to change your environment. You have to have different conversations. My conversations on the phone, I'm sorry, but right now I can't be having conversations about things that don't have nothing to do with six figures.
Okay.
That ain't positive. I don't want to talk about nothing dumb, stupid. I'm sorry, just not right now. And I ain't trying to be selfish. I'm not trying to do it, but right now I'm trying to get somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get this foundation somewhere. And you know what? I just decided not to renew my lease for a reason. I just made another big, huge sacrifice. So right now I can't just be on the phone just to be talking.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm finna play this video real quick, y'all. I found this video on your page and I loved it. So I'm just gonna play it real quick.
You're gonna have to learn to be okay that you're not for everybody. Your tea is not for everybody's cup. But it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with your tea. You're just not for that cup. Like, take it for what it is and go find a cup that wants your tea.
Y'all, I went on that was doing my 31-day water fast, y'all. I didn't have
I followed you on that, and I'm proud of you, girl. Yes. I couldn't do 2 hours.
Girl, the Lord had worked. Girl, the Lord, that was my strongest ever in my life. I was like this super, I don't know what was going on. That was the best ever. And that's what I say, y'all, fasting really has got me a long way. I really recommend fasting, praying. You know, when you fast, it's like and y'all keep hearing me saying sacrifice. I'm saying it for a reason. Sacrifices get you places.
Yeah.
Sacrifices get you places.
I want to play this real quick.
Let's go. You got it. You got it. All the way.
There you go.
All the way.
There you go.
All the way.
Look at that.
That's easy. Easy.
Look at that.
Oh, you want to run? Oh, you want to run? Easy. Let's go. Oh, you want to run? Okay. Okay. How do you feel?
I feel like I'm gonna face the homeless around the world.
How do you feel, man?
I feel strong. I feel tough.
What did you just pull,
I
man?
feel like a champ. 18,000 pounds. 18,000 pounds.
Let's go.
That was awesome.
But
That
stuff
was
like that, y'all, you got
That's fire.
But let me tell you, you got to be relentless in every single. That's how I am with my foundation. Being relentless in every single thing you do. When I got done pulling that truck, I was like, hell yeah. That's why I said, she said, if you listen, the first thing she said, how do you feel? I said, I feel like I can feed the homeless around the world. That tell you where my mind stay all the time.
So
So I was thinking, if I can pull this truck, we can feed the homeless around the world.
Well, let's take a look at this. I love that. Now, what country is that in?
That was in Kenya.
Kenya. And so that's the thing, finding out what we want to know.
Okay.
All of us who are starting out, and we know that you didn't start out with a foundation in Kenya and Ghana and all of these different places where you operate. Who do you talk to? That is why, right now, since I'm still a baby, nobody wants to talk to me.
Y'all, I'm gonna be so honest with you, and I'm gonna be straight with y'all, because I done talked to a lot of people that halfway tell the story. I'm gonna tell you how that happened. I'm gonna be so real. I'm gonna keep telling you the same old thing so you can recognize how much God will talk to you and tell you what to do.
Yeah. I can testify to that. I can definitely testify to that, because in this, even in building the ground floor, the forums, the agencies that I've had to talk to, it has just been totally guided by the Holy Spirit and my mom. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you quickly the story of that is that my mom has worked for the United Way for many years, a decade or so, and she has her own nonprofit and she assists nonprofits. But with this, she made me do it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
She told me, with the form that you first filed to get the 501c3 status, she didn't help me. Not that she didn't want to help me, but she told me, you need to know this. You need to know what they want from you. So that even if you do have other people eventually running your organization for you, you need to know, because essentially this is your dream, this is your purpose. No matter who you have on your board of directors, no matter who you have working for you, volunteering for you, this is still your purpose and the plan that God has for you, and you need to know everything about it. And that's what, I can't say it sidetracked me, because where I am now is more stable structurally, so that I can do more of the things that I want to do with my ministry. But I didn't know that there was so much work. I didn't know that, I didn't even know that I wanted to do home care but I do. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that God gave me in for my LLC to, you know, to support the ministry, because that's what I've always done. I've always been in health and human service. I've always been a, you know, a person that helps socially. So why wouldn't I do this? These are the things God told me. Everything you need, you already have inside of you. So I was, you know, just
Yeah, gotcha. I just really want
wow.
to say it just take a lot of work, y'all. You really have to work. You have to work. We can just say, I want to do this, I want to do that, but if you don't take those steps, it's just never gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
I really need y'all to take it serious and know that write down everything that you want to do
Mm-hmm.
and take it step by step. Really, what I've done, it look big. I be trying. To me, it ain't what it don't. It's not all that in my eyes. Truthfully, I'm thankful. I'm very grateful. I know it can be better. I know. Sometimes I know in my eyes I be slacking. I
Mm.
really feel like I'm slacking in my eyes because I know I can do more. I know God put more into me. I know the vision is bigger. You know what I mean? But we really have to just take steps and listen step by step. What can I do to be better? Learn from each event. Okay, what did I do different? What can I do better next event? Value the people that help you.
Mm.
Help the people that help you. Show up for the people that shows up for you.
Absolutely.
You can't, and let me tell you, you have to. And one thing, I'm glad that I saw in the inbox you mentioned discernment.
Mm-hmm.
Something I didn't have when I first had this organization. I get so many people that want to partner with me. Partner. Hey, McQueen, let's partner. Hey, McQueen, let's partner.
Mm-hmm.
McQueen Foundation can't partner with everybody.
Right.
We just can't. Because why? Because I go to people pages. I see how they act. I see
Mm.
what they post. I see what they do.
Mm-hmm.
No judgment to nobody. But this foundation is built on the Lord. So the moment I say okay to you, that means I say okay to everything you do. I may be cool with you do, but McQueen Foundation, that's a different level when I say, oh, we finna do this with McQueen Foundation. So we represent the Lord.
Yeah.
So I just can't say okay to everybody. And I'm not judging nobody.
Right.
But that's the Lord's foundation. That's something that God gave me when I had nothing. In
Yes.
my car, I was homeless. That's how the foundation came. I was homeless in my car, had nothing. God gave me the vision, gave me the purpose, gave me every single thing. So that's God foundation. So I can't do what I want to do.
Yeah. You're right about that. That's definitely one thing that that we have to be mindful of. Number one, being a social enterprise, you know, we are, even if we hide from the cameras, even if we duck off from the cameras, one thing about proving our worth is that it's the cameras. It's the pictures, the people, the, you know, something that shows that that the work has been done.
Yeah.
But then there's also a place of, you know, where I know that when we go out and feed the homeless, I just put myself in their shoes, and I'm like, if I was homeless and I was out here and I know I'm not in my best, I wouldn't want no cameras in my face and things like that. And so you have to be, you know, have that sensitivity for the people that you serve.
Well, yeah, actually if you actually look at my Instagram, you really see us taking pictures of the volunteers and the food.
Right.
The pictures that we have with the homeless are pictures that they want to take with us.
Right.
We used to be real into the picture thing until I really became friends with them. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dang, these my friends. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, cool. But we do have to show the work. That's how I get donations. That's how people want to volunteer. Ain't nobody giving no money to somebody that ain't been doing it. And
Right.
the thing when you want donations, you want people to give money, you have to show the work.
And
It's
so
no
much
way
you
around
have to
it.
do that, so to and get out of your head about it, because you know everybody don't vibe on the same level. You know what I'm saying? And so some people will look at that at what you're doing and think that you're trying to build yourself up, build up your clout, or build up your name in some type of way, not realizing that I have to put it out here to the public that I'm doing this so that people that need this in their life, people that need this help, will know that there's somebody out here doing it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm what I'm gonna say is gonna be real. It's gonna be a little sticky stick. It's gonna be a little sticky. But I get criticized a lot because people that know me and people that's been knowing me, my family, my friends. I don't hide who I am.
Mm-hmm.
People know that I date women, but
Right.
do I go around and say, hey, I'm a lesbian. Hey, by the way, I date women. Hey, do I go broadcast it and do I do these things? I don't. I don't.
Yeah.
Not that I'm ashamed of it. Not that I care what anybody think about it. It's just, I feel that what's most important is my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I still go out. I still be kicking it when I want to.
Mm-hmm.
When I go out into the world, I don't have my partners come to my events and all these other things. But I don't feel the need that I have to broadcast who I love. When it's the right time and when I get married, I'm sure people will know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like it's a need for me. And I've got criticized that like maybe I'm ashamed and why this and why I don't talk about it. And, it's gay pride month. So why you didn't post nothing about pride? Well, you post something about pride.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm ashamed of, because I live my life openly every single day.
Well, I mean, if your ministry could, particularly catered to that particular demographic, then something like that will be necessary. But you don't just feed LGBT homeless people.
It's everybody.
Feed everybody. So
I don't just minister to straight people or lesbians or whatever. I get more studs in my inbox and be like, oh my God, like I didn't know that God can use us and God can do that. And God can, yes, God can.
Come with that. Because, and this is the thing, because of this lifestyle. Now, I don't know what everybody else, I've never even asked who all is what as far as on the panel. I just know who I am, in that, and even in the first time I asked you on the show, and even the name of the show, it is to, and also because my show is also a community show.
Absolutely.
It lifts up people in the LGBT community and the Dallas community at large who are doing things like this. And so that's how you actually came to my attention, was that that you were in the community, but and you had this great organization, and so my intention was to highlight that, that work, from a person like myself,
Yeah.
And it's important, I think, to live out in this world in your truth so that other people who identify with you can know that it is not something that is exclusive from them, that they have to be excluded from, like doing the work of the Lord, just because they have this LGBT label on them, that God can use them right where they are, serve the people closest to their heart, and still have that spiritual reward and fulfillment, and not have to hide who they are, but also not use it as a crutch.
Exactly. And I'm that's just not my ministry. And I said that to say, as having a nonprofit, we can't get caught up and let people try to make us like get caught up in race or get caught up in politics or get caught up in all these things, because it's like you have to learn. That's why you have a personal life. You have friends, you have these other outlets. Like people get so caught up in all this worldly stuff. Like I'm not getting caught up in that.
Mm-hmm.
Period. That's why I have friends to have an outlet and talk about.
Got it.
My nonprofit, I have all type of people. I have Asian people, I have Democrats, I have Republicans, I got white people, I got black people, I got everything.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I'm not going to sit here and bash nobody. That's not my business. What I feel about something, that's why I have a personal life, and that's why I have friends to talk about it.
Okay.
And as a nonprofit, it's up to you. Here we go to the sacrifices. This is where a lot of people mess up. They want to get on social media, and I'm not judging nobody. I'm just teaching. This is me teaching.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to learn how to like have discernment. Like, dang, you know, I can't just talk about everything like that. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a choice. You
Yeah.
either you want to, you can, you can't. But when you are on that type of platform, it's about the purpose at this point. It's no longer about you. It's about what you're telling the people that you're doing and what you want the people to follow you on. Now you're this leader. I want you to follow me. I want you to give into this. I want you to give your money. I want you to give your funds and your time and all this. You never know what people thinking and how they feel. And you just have to find your own outlet. You have to talk to friends, find another outlet. That's why we have personal life. And I think that we should take advantage of social media the right way. Social
Mm-hmm.
media is a free marketing platform. So why get on there and talk about crap when you can market your freaking business for free?
Exactly. That's what I look at Facebook as a billboard. I mean, if I'm, sometimes I post in my feelings or whatever every now and then, but for the
It's
most part,
okay. It's we
it
all
is
do.
for me to share information, like any other form of media, like it's the news, and definitely not.
I'm doing a mentorship too. I'm mentoring one person. Nobody y'all well this one person y'all don't know, but she gonna be my first person to kind of tell you how I was towards her. She didn't want to help me get off my 9 to 5, but
Mhm.
I'm really honey child ministry. Nobody know, but I can be really tough. I'll be like, no,
Okay.
I'm really a little tough because I know what it takes.
Yeah.
I really know
Well,
what
see,
it
and
takes.
that's the thing about it. I'm glad you said that. Thank you for saying my name, Honey Child Ministries, because I have invited you and you have accepted to be a keynote speaker at Praise in the Park, and you came through for me last year as well. And God is just moving me in this organization into so many diverse places, and so to have someone, even though, I mean, I participated in a few of your events, but even just to be able to watch and to, like you said, to watch you, to stalk you, to see, what's going on with McQueen and and how you move and all of that kind of stuff, knowing that that my organization and your organization have two different purposes, but it's still the same. It's still the same service, because at some point I'm going to run into somebody out there who, like I was saying before, and who needs that. So that just, you heard it here first. McQueen, DeChamber McQueen is going to be a keynote speaker at Praise in the Park this year. So let me just plug that. And
I'm gonna be a lot nicer. I'm gonna be preaching. I ain't gonna be on there fussing like I was just fussing. I'm gonna be preaching the word of God.
well, honey, you know, God has put on, I'm from the country, so I love a fussing preacher.
I know I feel like I was just fussing a while ago, man, and I feel
But
bad.
just, but to, to that encouragement and that motivation in and of itself is enough to push a person over the hump that might would give up at some point and say, you know what, this ain't for me. This is too much work, because I mean, even just last night, I got it wasn't bad news, but it wasn't what I wanted, and I just screamed at at the stars, like, God, why? And then he told me why, and he showed me why, and I was okay with that. But there are some disappointments that might come through, but it's the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That if your purpose is solid,
That's
then there's
it.
nothing that can come against you that's going to stop you. It's just going to make you look for another way.
Yeah. So, what I would tell the ladies, well, I do want to ask them, do they have any questions? But definitely write down your mission statement, write down your values, and never ever detour from it. So once you stick to your mission and your values, when different people come towards you and when people ask you like, hey, can we do this? Can we do that? If it don't stick into your vision, your values and your mission, they'll let you know you should say yes or no. Don't ever, ever detour from those things. Never. No matter how many years go, I stick to the same mission and the same vision, and it's just upgraded, but it's never changed. I will never go outside of, what that is. But Honey Child Ministry, I want to see if the ladies have any questions, because I really want to make sure like some detailed questions. I want to make sure I answer, if they have some questions about nonprofit stuff.
Ayana and Kenya, you guys have been quiet, ducked off, and hiding back there.
Yeah, I feel like I've just been talking about myself. I don't want to be doing that.
Well, I mean, that's why I asked you here. You know what I'm saying? To give, just a little benefit of your experience, a little free advice, and all that kind of thing. And, what do you do when you, I ran into this recently, when you run into someone and you feel like they might be able to help your ministry or help and give you some guidance. And then you find that either they don't want to be bothered with you, they may not, they see you at a certain level. I mean, do you just
Sister, I'm sorry, but I know this is about to sound, I'm going to give you straight to what I be telling myself. I'll just go figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure it out. I don't have, I don't have no, when people don't be want to help, it give me this burning fire. I don't really have pity parties for myself. Yeah. Oh, okay, you don't want to help me? Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Cool. Cool. All right. Yeah, bet.
Right.
That's my attitude. Bet. All right. Cool.
Right. And I feel you on that, because to me,
because people don't want to tell you no information, girl. I'm telling you right now, people don't want to tell you nothing. They don't want you, they don't want to see you doing better than them and all the other stuff. And I hate to talk like that, but that's how it is. True. So you're gonna have to go find it out on your own, go Google it the way it is. You know why I tell information? Because what I learned, and I need y'all to have the same mentality. Can nobody be you?
Right.
Can't nobody be Honey Child Ministries. Can't nobody be McQueen Foundation. Can't nobody be Toy. Can't nobody be Anna or King. I'm sorry, y'all got to help me with names. Can't nobody be y'all. Y'all can give the whole blueprint, but nobody will never be able to do it like you. So that's why I want y'all to open up y'all mind and create. That's why I'm into this creative thing, content. Nobody will ever be able to do it like you. So when people are confident in themselves, they can give you the game. That's why I started Missionary McQueen, because I'm going to give people the game. Why? Because can't nobody be like me. And I ain't saying it like I'm the best. Because right. God made us all different. My mind is different from yours. Yours is different from mine. I can't think like you. You can't think like me. Mm-hmm. So the more you be free with your mind and be creative, this is what I be telling myself. It's no wrong way when you're helping somebody.
Okay.
How can you do something wrong when you're feeding the homeless? Seriously, why am I stressed out at these events when I'm helping somebody? I'm paying for stuff. So why am I stressed out? It's no wrong way when you're helping people, when you're doing something. So people don't want to give you information because they're not confident in themselves. They're not confident in what they're doing. But one thing I learned about the Lord, I've seen it. I've been doing this for 6 years. I've been doing it for 6 years, y'all. Those same people that didn't want to help me, they don't fell off the map. They don't even do it no more. Why? Because their heart was never in it. It was only for show. I've been committed. I've been the one standing and still going year after year because it's real. Mm-hmm. So I tell you, whatever you do, make sure it's in your heart.
Yeah.
And if it's not, just wait until you really want to do it. It's okay. Just like, you know what? I ain't ready right now. I'm going to wait till I really feel this. You know what? I need a little time to get my mind right. Mm-hmm. It's okay. But it's never been a day in my life that I ever felt I don't want to do this.
Right.
Every single year, I've been grateful that the Lord has made the foundation be new.
Mhm.
This year, it felt like a new foundation because new stuff been happening, like
Right.
new logos and new journeys and new this. It's exciting. You have to make this exciting. So when
Right.
I talk about the foundation, I'm like, yeah. And we travel the world. So when you talk about your foundation, people bounce off your energy. So don't be like, yeah, and we go out and help people and we have this ministry and I'll be like, yeah, this McQueen Foundation, and we fight hunger around the world, and we feed in 12 states and 3 countries. And our slogan is fight against hunger. We be having on our boxing gloves and things like this. And so people be like, really? And really? And really? Because they going off my energy.
Well, you do make it fun. The last thing
Exactly. So
that
you make it be whatever
yeah,
you want it to be. So whatever you make it be is what it would be to people.
right.
So
So
that's all
how
I
do you
ask you to be. You make it. You create it. You are a creator. The Bible says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And
yeah,
also, God said, I made you in the image of me. So if God is a creator, therefore you are a creator too. So that means you can create your nonprofit and your life exactly the way you want it to be.
because you do feed the homeless different from any other organization that I personally have seen. Now I don't know because I don't know, maybe you bit the idea off of somebody else, like your late night snack idea.
No, that be the Lord. I be thinking like, dang, I know they hungry. It's nighttime. I
And you
think
know
as a
what?
human
That's so
being,
true. That's so true because I know if I get up in the middle of the night and I'm hungry and I want to eat something, so you're basically saying,
I'm thinking as a human being, I'm hungry at nighttime. So guess what? They hungry at nighttime. So
mm-hmm,
whatever you do, just think, put yourself in that shoe.
mm-hmm,
If you're gonna have a ministry, think how you want to feel when you go to church.
okay,
What kind of music do you want to hear? What kind of worship do you? I feel like that I can do anything because I'm going to do it how I would want it to be if I was on the other side. So when I host events or do things, I'm the person that's creating the event and I'm the person that's looking at the event.
right,
You have to have the eye on both sides. You can't just be the creator. You got to be on both sides of it.
right, absolutely. And then there was the birthday. The last thing I participated in with you was the birthday party for the homeless. And I mean, that was fun. It was still feeding the homeless, but the even um, by having a theme, by being the birthday, giving out little, presents and, and the cupcakes and everything. I mean, that does because it's more than just, and I'm just speaking from the outside in as far as what it's more than just feeding the homeless. Obviously, it's feeding a person's spirit. You feed their belly. I want to feed their life, their spirit, that get them to a point where they can get over some of those hurts and traumas and mental illnesses and things that cause them, because of the whole purpose of the organization is to solve a problem. You know what I mean? And they tell us when we start these organizations that we have to have this one thing that we do. But have you found that it is not just one thing?
Yes. Truthfully, let me say this. If I could change the foundation, it most likely would be a church slash shelter.
Mm-hmm.
I would really love a building where people can come in, like this facility where we can feed them. They can hop on a computer, probably wash their clothes, and I can
Yeah,
preach. I
yeah,
really be wanting to preach.
it's coming. It's coming. That's
Honestly, that's the ship I will have is like this church, this place where they can just lay out and just go to sleep. It's like just a place, not like a full shelter, but more like a church setting. And we got a little kitchen. They can just go to sleep on the pew, the little pews, the little chairs and everything. Honestly, that's the direction I will go in. It'll
so.
be a church, probably.
So ultimately, the whole purpose of any nonprofit organization is to add fulfillment and enrichment to another person's life. That way, you will never lose sight of the purpose. If you know that you're encouraging, you're enriching, and you're uplifting a person, because even if just one person is helped by your organization, then it's done its job.
Yes, and let me tell you, for grant purposes, I had to. Let me just teach you something real quick. So, though I want to do that for grant purposes, you have to have a direct mission. So
Mhm.
I had to say fight against hunger. So when
Right.
I start writing these grants, they say, well, what is your direct mission? I could say to fight against hunger around the world. I can't say fight against hunger and have a church and you're
Right.
not going to come in. And da-da. So I
Mhm.
had to make it straightforward to like, okay, this is what we do. We fight against hunger.
So these other programs are like residuals or branches or offshoots of the fight
Yeah.
of hunger.
Yeah. But the vision, I really want me a church.
Yeah. Well, amen.
So, Queen,
I agree.
Yes. Yes,
I
Troy.
concur. I'm
I
gonna
just,
have the
I'm
same
sorry.
trick. You never know who is it.
I got a question for you.
Yes, yes, sure.
What would you say your biggest challenge has been thus far, and what did you do to get through it, to overcome it in your business?
My biggest challenge with the nonprofit is honestly not the nonprofit itself. Because once you get your paperwork and things out the way, that's, it kind of operates really smoothly. Once you get to 501c3, it's really smooth. Once you develop what is it you actually going to do, what is your, what are you actually doing, it get easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the life, just life.
Hmm.
Trying to
Your
balance
life, your personal life.
personal life and still have this nonprofit and still show up and still got the smile and still got the beater and still got the push and still got to be
Mm-hmm.
present, knowing on the inside that something is going on.
Mm-hmm.
That has been my challenge.
But
Is
you know
showing
what?
up.
Even with that, and if I could speak to that, even so, it is well with my soul. And that's what you have to, because of the requirements physically, mentally, spiritually, you have to say it is well with my soul. I've
Mhm,
had so many people walk away from me. I've lost a lot of friendships. I've lost and I'm not saying that it was because they were bad people. It's that they were just not in alignment with my purpose.
mhm,
And the things that I did, I've had to do selfishly,
mhm,
because this is something that, it's like a shedding away, it's like a pruning. And I'm not saying that those people cannot have any part in my life, but I'm saying that at this point, at this time, in building, in following this vision, and doing what God has for me to do, there's a whole lot of other things that I simply cannot do. And I felt you when you said before, I want to do it all. I want to, I do, but it's it's not even, you know, there has to be a certain level of discipline, I guess, that comes along with it, that says, you know what, you're not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna be able to go there. You're not going to be able to say that. You're not going to be able to receive that. That type of
mhm,
thing. So, just for me personally, I know that there has been a falling away, to where my circle is gotten down to the dot. And eventually, as I have to pray myself for God to release my mind to where, if those once those people heal, or what capacity they're going to be able to re-enter my life, you know. But at this point, I have to wait on the Lord.
yep. And Tori, one last thing I just thought about. Is she still on there?
Hmm.
I'm sorry, one last thing. Um, a lot, and another thing to recognize, that we have to recognize that people going to show up for us and sometimes they're going to disappear, and realize that it has nothing to do with us. People have life issues too. So when people stop showing up, don't think like, oh, dang, did I do something wrong? Or because it is, people be going through life. And I used to try to figure it out. Like, did I do something or was it me? Dang, and come to find out, like, dang, they went through a divorce or they having a problem with their kids or they lost their job and all these things. So realize people go through life and don't be hard on yourself.
And that's part of the thing that you have to understand in running a nonprofit, because we do cater to the needs of people, individuals. Then we have to make sure that we are meeting them where they are and not putting too many requirements on them to receive what we have. It's free.
But I'm putting the pressure on y'all, and I'm telling y'all now, even though I said the challenge for me has been getting through life and running a nonprofit, not one time I stopped. The Lord has made a way every single time. So I'm not saying that to give you no little cushion. It's still no cushion. I done went to events, and before I got out the car, I said, Lord, give me the strength. I cried on my way to events. I done probably had some shots. I done matured a lot, but in the beginning, I done drunk before on my way to events. I was so stressed out. I done been stressed out, and I'd be crying. As soon as I got that car, hey, y'all. Thank y'all for coming. And on the inside, I'm toe up. And I'm just walking around there. You know what? It's bigger than me.
It is, yeah.
This ain't about me. It's bigger than me. I'm in my moment, but it's 300 people out here that had nothing to eat all day.
Yeah.
So if I didn't show up, they weren't gonna eat because I was in my moment. You know what I mean? So it's bigger than us. So I'm gonna have to deal with what I was dealing with when I get back in that car. And I done got back in the car and cried my way back onto the house. Many events.
Wow.
I done had the best events of my life and got in my car and cried because my family for 6 years have not showed up to one event. So I done had events where people done hugged me and said, oh my God, I wish you was my child. I wish you was my daughter. And I wish you was that. And I got in my car and said, I wonder why my mama don't feel that way about me. And I cried. I done went home and looked at pictures and videos and just reminisce about events because I don't have no family to celebrate after Thanksgiving events. So that Thanksgiving dinner that we have year after year, that's my Thanksgiving dinner with my family.
Wow.
So those are things that people don't understand, the courage that you have to have, the things, the behind the scenes that people don't know that you have to deal with. That's what I'm saying. You have to really want it because stuff like that, that's hard to deal with. Knowing that everybody finna go home with their family and I'm about to just go home by myself and I'm finna just look at these pictures and videos and enjoy it and look at everybody tag me on Facebook and enjoy it because that was my Thanksgiving.
Right. Well, speaking of courage, she wasn't able to join us tonight, but she has joined us in the comments. Shayna Shaw, someone that Toy and Ayana are a little bit more familiar with, and I met them actually through Shayna, and she has a nonprofit in Colorado called Compound of Compassion. Let's just look at this quick video real quick.
My name is Shayna Shaw, and I am the founder of Compound of Compassion. We are at what I know as Aurora Presbyterian. This is actually the hospital that I was born at. I am truly a product of what Aurora represents. We just wanted to create an environment where they could kind of talk it out and figure it out on their own with guidance and with love and compassion. A lot of our feedback is amazing from the kids because they just, always wanted that place where they could go, not be judged, not be in fear of being harmed. It's a crisis because people don't have a place to live. They don't have jobs that can support them. So as a result, crime comes into play, and then you have a crisis on your hand. A lot of times there's a lot of conversations that are being had on upper levels about what needs to take place in community, but the people that are in the community that need to have their voices heard are not sitting at the table. You absolutely have to have the youth and the young adults at the table, not only because they're the future, but they're the reason why we're here. We get involved, we have our voices be heard, and we give back to the community.
All right, giving community. And then they're doing also this safe zone, this Compound of Compassion safe zone. You can find it on the Compound of Compassion Facebook and Instagram page. They're doing this every Friday night in August. Denver Justice Project. So go and find out if you're in that area. If you would like to support the youth violence prevention program, it's definitely needed. And I know that this is one of Shayna's passions, and she's actually. I met these two ladies because Shayna is expanding her ministry. Kind of like the McQueen Foundation, she's expanding her ministry in the Dallas area. So this is one way to get involved. So it's Missionary McQueen, for a person who does want to be a nonprofit social enterprise entrepreneur. Is this a good way for these ladies to start out as far as helping build? Is it anything wrong with helping somebody else build their organization until you get the know-how to build your own? There's so much lack of support and help out there.
That's a really good question. So I'm gonna answer that really truthfully. So first of all, I'm gonna answer that from this point of view as a person that has a nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
Usually that's a good question. Okay, so let me answer that. Okay, that's a good question. So it's dependent on how long is she planning for y'all. Like, is she looking for this long term? How much is she pouring into you to do this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because when somebody take out a lot of time to teach you a lot, I would expect you to be doing this for a long time. Honestly, like, I'm pouring a lot into you. Like, my people that's in Kenya and my people that's in Atlanta, I just signed. Like, y'all in this thing for a long time with me, right? I done poured a lot. We've been doing this for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
If I wasn't too sure, it would be a different thing. Like, hey, do you want to be a mentee?
Mm-hmm.
Where I can kind of, you can ride along with me. I can kind of train you a bit a different way versus you kind of being in that position.
Mm-hmm.
So it's two sides of it. I'm talking as the founder side.
Right.
That's how.
So as you have been building, and you have 12 locations now,
mm-hmm.
what is it that allowed you as the founder what allowed you to give, and I'm not going to say control because I don't think it's a control issue, but where do you put the trust? Because like with these ladies, with Shayna's in Colorado, I believe both of y'all are in Dallas, right? Okay. Then, there has to be some level of
relationships. I'm sorry. Let me answer this. So that first question real quick. So I answered that part, how I was thinking on Miss Shayna's side. That's how I would question, like, is this long term? Do you want to do your own thing? That's what I ask all my people so I can know where we're going and how much I'm going to do it. Now, on y'all's side, if let's say I was like, dang, I want to, I know eventually I would want my own thing, but I want to work with this nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, sometimes you don't want to get lost and forget about what you want to do. Know how sometimes you can really pour a lot into something and it make you forget about what you want to do because you're so lost in somebody else's dreams. I'm not trying to, I'm just being really candid.
Right.
I done been there before. I done got lost in people's dreams before. Mm-hmm. So it's making sure you have that clear balance and realizing, staying prayed up and knowing it. Like, I knew when it was time for me to leave my 9 to 5, I clearly knew the day. I've been working 9 to 5 my whole life, but I knew the day on January the 8th when the Lord said, it is time. And I quickly wrote my 2-week notice. So knowing when it's time, and whatever you make that decision, you do it with dignity and you exit out the right way.
Right.
That's all I say, So that's my answer. So trust. The reason why I work with the 12 people, I have relationship with them. So they don't just work for me, they work with me.
Right.
So the fact that they do something for me, what I offer in return, we have weekly Zoom calls. I mentor them. I teach them about credit. I've been teaching them things I know. A lot of them want to have t-shirt companies. So I pour into them. I pray with them. I do things to say, you know what? Since you're helping me, what is it bothers you? What be stressing you out all the time? So I have these motivational calls with them. So they like my mentees. So I try to pour back into them, pour into their dreams. None of them really they like the learning and the knowledge part of it. All of them are young, 21, 22, 23. So I'm like they auntie, to tell you the truth. They like me. I'm like they auntie. All of them super young. So we just really have these weekly calls where I mentor them and just teach them different things. So they want to learn. And I tell them like, hey, so when you get older, you can do this and you can do that. So I try to pour into them on like a spiritual level. So that's how I build relationship.
Well, that's I
don't have to get rid of a few people. I got rid of a few people before.
Yeah. And you have to. And I don't think that it's anything malicious or anything like that. But if there's nothing wrong with an amicable parting of the ways, especially if you see that your vision is not lining up with that other person or they're not lining up with.
And it's okay. It happens. It's changed. Life happens. People change.
With Paul and Barnabas, they still had the same mission. They just had to go down different roads. But now, at one time, did you say you do the Zoom calls? Is there a anything that you have developed as far as helping people with putting together those bones, those constructed bones, as far as getting them through the paperwork process and all that kind of thing?
As far as my ambassadors?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have packages. They have like a whole application they have to fill out.
Okay.
Oh, it's a whole process, applications, stuff they volunteers have to fill out. When funding come, they have to send me stuff, fill out stuff. We have a whole ambassador package. You have to fill out a whole application. You on a probation period, everything. Atlanta was my first franchise because they the first people that went through the whole probation without getting in trouble. The rest of them, they be getting in trouble all the time.
Oh God.
They always in trouble.
Think about it too, because with these government regulations and things like that, with being a nonprofit, a tax exempt company, it's not as glamorous, I guess, as people think tax exemption mean, oh no, I don't have to pay no taxes no more. That's just 8.25%. But really it's the issue is the income. You can't tax zero. You can't tax on on nothing. I'd rather have the money problems on the other way around, where I'm trying to figure out how to report it. But that's one thing with the nonprofit. But nonprofit does not mean no income, and it does not mean broke. Can you just say something on that real quick, and I'll let you go?
Well, nonprofit don't mean broke?
Yeah, does it?
No. How can a nonprofit be broke? How can you run what you're trying to do? It costs money. It takes money to do everything. It takes money for us to feed 12 states and 3 countries.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and say we broke, but I'm not going to say that we got all the money in the world. I wouldn't be working so hard.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? I still know, like, hey, if we can do what we're doing with the money we have, imagine what we can do with 6 figures.
Right, with more money.
You know what I'm saying? So my mom be thinking bigger.
And that's the
So,
mentality that you think of it, but because
yeah.
I have no relationship with money whatsoever. I'm not materialistic at all in no kind of way, shape. I
And
mean,
that's there you go. Let me tell you, that's crazy. You said that. That's so crazy about relationship with money. I had to develop a healthy relationship with money,
Mhm,
and the way I had to do with food.
mhm.
Like everything is relationship.
It is.
I have conversations with money.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
budget my money. Hey, money this, hey, money that. I need you to spread this money. Money, you are a rotating, you're like a rotating
It's
door.
the energy,
You come in and you come out. You go in. What I send out, you come back to me.
right?
I keep my pen. Thank you, Penny. I appreciate you. You do a lot.
I got a penny on my altar right now.
Yeah, you got it's a relationship. So we got to be kind to these things. They say energy.
Hmm.
Have
Absolutely.
build relationships. Everything is a relationship, y'all. Money used to wipe through me like that. And it
Mhm.
started from a long time ago when I was 18 and 19. And this go with this, I'm done, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. I got to tell y'all one last thing. Our nonprofits grow when we heal things from a long time ago.
Yeah.
I used to be bad with money. I did some really bad things with money. I did some things to people with money, and I had to go back. I had to apologize to some people. I had to pay some people back. I had to do some backtracking. I had to do some things. And
Mhm.
once I did those things, that's when God opened up the doors.
Yeah.
That's that shadow work. So
Hmm.
just because we become good people at 30, don't mean the stuff we did at 20 and stuff don't count no more.
Yeah.
I had to go back when I was that little sluggish person,
Hmm.
ain't paying people back, taking money, all that little stuff. Yeah, I went back to those people because you know what? No matter how older I got, it was still something back of my head. Dang, when I was 18 years old, I told that girl I was gonna sell my Grand Marquis for $1,200, and she gave me that $1,200, and I never gave her my car. And I know that was all the money she had. At 32, I was thinking that, and it followed me to 33 and 34, and guess what? I'm 35, and about 5 months ago, it's just been on my mind. So no matter how holy I am now, I remember something I did at 18 years old. And I said, Lord, help me find that girl, Letitia. I need to find Letitia because I did something really bad to her. And it's on my self-conscious. So before I go ahead and start preaching to people, I need to make sure that I'm clear. I'm in the clear.
Right.
So I don't went back to some old people stuff. People I was on a cell phone and I just got off the line because I didn't pay the phone bill. Hey girl, I'm really sorry for what I did. I was in a different place. Can I start paying you back on that cell phone bill?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I went back to my past to make it right. So just because we done grew from
Are
that,
you able to
it's
do
more to
every
it.
single thing, or do you just do whatever God put on your heart
What
to?
God put on my heart. The moment a sin become a sin, the moment it come in your heart and you start feeling bad. And the
Mhm.
moment all this stuff start coming back on my heart, and I start like, dang, I did what? It's just stuff start coming back. But God said, I need you to clear this up. So when I take you to that place, can't nobody be coming back and say you did something.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
cleared it up so I can have this self, I can be free. I told the Lord, I said, Lord, I want to be free. I
Yes.
want to be free.
And just knowing and acknowledging the truth sets you
Let's
free.
be truthful around here, man. It's time to be free.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at in my life. I'm on a different level, not just financial freedom. I want to be spiritual free, my body, my mind, my spirit.
Mm. Absolutely.
That's all I got.
Well, I sure appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Kenya, you guys have been just taking and soaking all of this
I
up.
know y'all been talking for a long
Man,
time. Thank y'all so
Do
much.
you want
like
to
I
say
said, this was one of
anything?
the best in a long time. And sometimes we have to sit back and just be the listeners so that we can hear, like you said, so we can hear the word, because there
Okay.
was a lot of gems that just spilled out. So for me, I think I just absorbed And even if it isn't nonprofit, it still applies to anybody being an entrepreneur. Like the sacrifices that I've given up, including working multiple jobs, I'm exiting. I'm exiting. I knew I was exiting my workspace. I remember the last day as well. I remember the director coming to me saying, "Is there anything I could do?" And I just remember hearing God saying, "No, because I opened up the door for you to leave and you got to go through this door." So I knew that it was very adamant that I made that sacrifice at that given time because I heard him and I walked through that door. And here I am 4 years later, still for myself and my business, period. You know, so just the sacrifice and staying focused and staying true, what you said, to your word, to your mission, to the values, to what, where and how you want your business to be is everything, is everything to how your business is going to grow or how you're going to serve and give back. And again, like you said, you see your church in your head and you got it because it's already there, all in due time. And the same way that I see this school or this education in my head, is there. And you touched on something else when she asked you, do you see other people tying into other people's nonprofits? And it was just like spinning through my head. And for me, because I'm in a different kind of industry with transportation, you need your food to get to places. That's where how I would feel that I would serve for you, because I would need my trucks to move these groceries for these people that we got to feed, no matter what. And the same with Shayna. If she got to get packages in and we got to do some school drives, my trucks need to be able to pick up from wherever we at and be able to move so I can serve the within the community. So that's how I think if I had to go in or had to be a part of it, I would just have to see where my service serves. God, where do you want my service to serve in this? You know, that's where I would be at.
I think that's a great take on it because it's your passion and how your passion can serve someone else and how your passion can make someone else's passion come alive.
Yeah. Yep.
Look like Kenya about to say something. She took her little mute button off finally.
You there, Kenya? Kenya. This song ain't gonna let you be great tonight, is it?
But it was very good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I hope I can connect with y'all. I'll get y'all y'all on Facebook. I'll get y'all information from Honey Child Ministry. I'll connect with y'all.
Yes, I am, because I want to do one of your whenever you start that, or like your mentorships, and just kind of putting us in the right directions of, you know, where we need to be at that list that you said. I said, dang, you mentioned the list. I said, I gotta write another list.
Got
and
to write
cross
that
it
list.
off. So that's important. But I do want to connect. I do.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Let me see.
Well, I don't know how much Kenya can say, but she is an entrepreneur in her own right, and she's done so much. This is just a little picture of some of her products. She's been one of my vendors at some events, and I really appreciate her support. She's also had some. I believe she has a daycare center, and
oh wow,
so many other things going on. So I know that this was definitely beneficial for her. And actually, McQueen, she actually told her story of homelessness.
Wow.
In her car, and I'm there she go. She back now. I'm in here telling your story for you.
She sure was.
Thank you, baby. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
But she got stuck again.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you for introducing me, honey. I'm trying to find a good spot where I can get some good signal. Your ministry really touches me, Missionary McQueen.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know I shared with Duchess, for several years I was homeless. And I was one of those people that needed those meals. I needed a lot, and I live on Skid, so I know, um, the station on Skid Row. So I lived on Skid Row.
Oh, Skid Row
I
is
climbed
big.
the hill with a lot of love and a lot of prayer, and that's where I am, where I have my business. I have a business degree, and I do plan on pouring back into the world and the universe that gave to me with hairstyles for confidence, with food, with love and education, and that's what I want to do. So hearing your mission and how you go about it, it means a lot because when you're out there, you do want to be treated with some integrity.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. Well, I'm gonna go. I mean, we've been on for about an hour and a half. I really do appreciate y'all joining me and really just helping me to keep going in what I'm doing. With the community radio, with with speaking, with spreading the word of God and praise, free praise and worship. I really do appreciate you guys doing that. And just let me just plug this real quick. We are doing a back to school supply drive for the people that we serve, and we are collecting for the domestic violence shelters for the children that are in the domestic violence shelters, as well as the children that are going to be in the neighborhood where the new headquarters of Honey Child Ministries is going to be. And this actually
Mm.
is a building that my grandmother ran a barbershop and a little diner out of for about 50 years. And so we're going to turn it into a life center
Nice.
and hopefully do some of those things that I know that my grandmother that would make me proud. And these are the things I was telling you, McQueen. I already have everything that I need. I just, this building is in disrepair. So it definitely has
Yeah.
to be picked up, and then we have a home right here that we want to turn into a group home. So
Yes.
God has given us everything we need.
Come through, Lord.
The only thing that
Yes.
I need to do is just keep working, keep
Keep
doing the work,
working.
keeping the faith, keep pressing towards the mark. And I really am appreciative of people like all of you who joined me tonight to help support. So with that, I'm just going to let y'all out, do a countdown, drop y'all out of the stream, and then we can all go and I'll see y'all on the other side.
All right. Let's
All
move
right.
it.
Sounds good. I
Thank you
say
so
peace
much for
out.
joining me.
See
Good
ya.
night, y'all. Bye bye.